Okay. Okay, so once again, good afternoon. I'll be presenting our paper entitled Beyond the Numbers, Breaking Down the Silos Through Integrative Assessment Tool for Cross-Disciplinary Learning in Higher Education. So with my co-authors are Regalario Pablo, Balbaca Romano, Katina Resti, and Ilagan Elma. So I'm from National University Philippines, and this study reflects our commitment to moving past traditional assessment norms in favor of more holistic, collaborative models of evaluating student learning. Okay, so to start my presentation, so let us have my introduction. So let us have the fundamental question. So how do people learn? So as you can see in my screen, there is a learning pyramid according to the National Training Laboratories. And this is the average retention rates after 24 hours of teaching to our students. So for the lecture, we only have 5%. For the reading, we have 10%. For the audio visual, we have 20%. For the demonstration, we have 30%. The discussion group is 50%. The practice by doing is 75%. And teach others is 90%. So with that, traditionally, assessments have been um, reliant on pen and paper tests. So usually those are more on multiple choice tests, true or false tests, short answers, and essays, di ba? So however, in a knowledge of economy that values collaboration, innovation, and interdisciplinary thinking, such as methods, are no longer sufficient. So our study explores integrative assessment as a progressive approach in higher education, specifically in the context of cross-disciplinary learning. Okay, so what about our research objectives and questions? Okay, so the study generally aims to explore the prospects of adapting an integrative assessment to promote cross-disciplinary learning. So specifically, we sought to answer the following question. The first one is, what are the current assessments practices employed by the National University faculty? How do the teachers perceive the implementation of integrative tool for cross-disciplinary learning in terms of, number one, the attitude towards integrative assessment, complexity of integrative assessment, the perceived benefits of integrative assessment, the self-efficacy and confidence in using integrative assessment, the perception of fairness and equity, and the feedback and assessment. Number three question is, what are those challenges do teachers faces when employing integrative assessment, and what program or course of action may be proposed based on the findings? Okay, so with that, our conceptual framework, um, wait, what happened? Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes, you are,
Yes.
Gil. Yes,
I'm so
yes, you are,
sorry.
Janice.
So basically, our conceptual framework is the multidimensional assessment model. Okay, it emphasizes the personalized, student-centered assessment across the 5 levels of learning and the 6 academic proficiencies, and it promotes growth not only in cognition but also in creativity, engagement, and executions. Okay, the next one is, what about the methodology that we use? So the study utilized a qualitative phenomenological study to come up with an in-depth understanding of the role of integrative assessment in the holistic development of learners. A phenomenological study is a qualitative research design that aims to explore people's life experiences about a certain phenomenon. Okay, so in terms of context and participants, the participants of the study were the faculty members of the National University Lipa campus. They were drawn using the predefined criteria to wit. The participants must be a faculty member of the university, or he or she must have some experience with the use of integrative assessment tools and must be willing to participate in this study. Okay, now in terms of data gathering, the study adopted a qualitative phenomenological approach, and the researchers adopted qualitative methods such as observation, interviews, and or focus group discussion to collect detailed and descriptive data on the participants' experiences. Specifically, a semi-structured interview protocol that includes open-ended questions that encourage participants to reflect on their experiences with integrative assessment was utilized in the study. The interview protocol was designed to elicit rich descriptions of the participants' experiences, including their perceptions of the impact of integrative assessment of their learning experiences. Okay, so with that, we adopted a phenomenological approach to capture the life experiences of faculty members. We use semi-structured interviews, focus group discussions, and of course, observations. We sought also to understand the nuanced realities of educators implementing or contemplating integrative assessment. Okay, then uh, uh, we have also proper protocols in data gathering were observed. The researchers sought permission from the concerned officials or heads for the formal commencement of the study. Letters were made for the possible school authorities and the participants. After that, an interview protocol was administered utilizing personal interviews for a deeper understanding and analysis of um, the issue. Okay, so with that, next to that is we have the data analysis. So in our data analysis, we use the Braun and Clark's thematic analysis, the 6-phase process from data familiarization down to theme definition, help us extract patterns and themes from rich qualitative data. And our analysis was deductive, guided by our conceptual framework, yet open enough to capture emergent insights. Okay. Now, with the results and findings, with the current assessment practices employed by the National University faculty members in terms of a traditional assessment, we still uses a variety of assessment practices to gather information about student learning. The most common type of assessment are still the pen and paper assessment and the performance-based assessment. Pen and paper assessment are typically used in major subjects. So with that, it showed that a continued dominance of traditional pen and paper assessments, specifically in major subjects, tied to licensure exams. However, cross-disciplinary assessment, though informally implemented, were observed in general education courses, often through performance tasks or collaborative projects. Okay, another results and findings are the teacher's perception and the implementation of integrative assessment tool for cross-disciplinary learning. So we have the attitude of teachers towards integrative assessment. So they are very welcoming and they are practicing already the cross-disciplinary assessment. So while initial hesitation was noted, many embraced the method once they saw its potential to foster richer student engagement and interfaculty cooperation. Okay, now in terms of the perceived complexity of integrative assessment, teachers did not find integrative assessment inherently complex, especially after gaining some experience. So complexity arose mostly from coordination and planning, but faculty appreciated the opportunities for professional dialogue and camaraderie it brought. Okay, then we have also teacher considers integrative assessment as less complex. It gives opportunity to the teachers to interact and be familiar with one another. So what are the reasons? So initially, difficult to implement and understand, but there are also burdensome for students if not explained carefully. Okay, then it reduces also the workload and fosters the development of skills. So with that, integrative assessment reduced workload by consolidating tasks across disciplines. It fostered teamwork, creative thinking, and authentic demonstrations of learning. Faculty found it rewarding to co-design assessment and reported that students were more engaged and motivated. With the self-efficacy and confidence of National University faculty in using cross-disciplinary assessment, teachers are generally confident in their ability to use integrative assessment. With the perception of fairness and equity, cross-disciplinary assessment evaluates not only the cognitive aspect of the learners, but also to evaluate other aspects of their being. It also promotes inclusivity and opportunity and ensures the transparency and trust. So with the feedback and assessment, um, uh, there is a positive impact on the workload. Uh, uh, the teachers appreciated how integrative assessment enabled clearer and more meaningful feedback. It supported competency-based evaluation and fostered collaboration among students, which in turn lightened faculty workload and enriched learning outcomes. Okay, so we have also the challenges encountered in the implementation of the integrative assessment among national university faculty. There is time-intensive preparation and design. There's also initial resistance to unfamiliarity and the lack of collaboration and interpretation differences. So these are not something insurmountable, but they require institutional support. With the conclusion, the National University faculty members exhibit a notable reliance on traditional assessment methods, particularly written examinations or pen and paper evaluations, especially in major subjects requiring licensure examinations. However, a shift is evident in general education subjects where cross-disciplinary assessments are adopted. The research conducted at National University reveals a positive perception of integrative cross-disciplinary assessment among faculty members. Faculty members who showed willingness in adopting integrative assessment, especially during major examination, with general education faculty members already engaging in collaborative assessment across multiple disciplines. And lastly, the challenges encountered in the implementation of integrative assessment in national university faculty members encompass several key themes. Okay, the first one is the time-intensive preparation and design, the initial resistance, to unfamiliarity, the lack of collaboration among faculty members, and interpretation of differences among faculty members. So to conclude our study, while traditional assessments remain entrenched in some area, there is a growing shift, particularly in general education, towards integrative cross-disciplinary assessment. So faculty members are receptive, confident, and see clear benefits. However, for broader adoption, universities must address a systemic and logistically challenges identified. Okay. With that, our research advocates for an education that evaluates diversity in learning, encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, and develop well-rounded graduates prepared for the real world. So with that, let's go beyond numbers toward meaning, connection, and transformation into higher education. So from Philippines, thank you and mabuhay.